right, give it a few minutes. We're going to see if we're live. Yes, we look like we're live. Anyway, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That way I don't miss any comments. Hey, everybody. Let me put these glasses back on. I need it. And you really need to clean them. Let's see. A little blurry here, and I want to make sure I can see clearly. We're in Air Force time. I gotta get me a hat that says Air National Guard. And a red horse, another red horse hat. Hey everybody, this is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, aka Beast Mode, right here. And in commemoration, this is September 11th, Patriotic Day. This is September 11th. This is the day that changed my life. Over 20 years ago, September 11th, okay? This is the time where, of 2001, I put the uniform back on, starting with this one. When this one, at first, said no, we don't need you. This one said yes. And you know how hard it is for individuals to join the Air Force or transfer into the Air Force from another branch, or join the Air Force out of straight off the box after serving a certain number of years. All right, that's better. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Hope all is well. Today is a great day. Another video opportunity. Somebody keep these. I don't know who these folks are, but another opportunity to share some insights in reference to just arrived our next 3 books. See? All on Amazon. And I want to start off with my wife's book because she just updated the book. And she got another one with a whole different cover on it, a whole different name title. But this one right here is my journey from integrated nutritional health coach student to certified integrated nutritional health coach. Now, the difference between the book that she previously published, and this is a very good material, good paper. This one has her certificate or diploma of completion for the CDC National DPP Lifestyle Coach Training. So if you ever see that, if you know what that means that's a big deal. Okay? That is a big deal. Right, of course, you have other certificate right here, and then right here. Okay. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Information pretty much the same in here. Information is pretty much the same. And every time I look at this recipes, I feel like I need to go in the kitchen and cook, get these ingredients and start cooking. But this book has arrived. It has arrived today. It's a hardback. Got a paperback available and a digital book. Okay? It's a great book. Look at this beautiful picture of my wife right here. Isn't she gorgeous? Yep. So I just want to put it out. Hey, if you do like that, if you're into wanting to eat healthier and want to know the different types of food, which food is healthy for you, which is not, what types of fruit and vegetables that you should buy, which should fruit and vegetables that you should shun from. This book covers it. Okay, it has some good recipes in here that's good for you. It won't give you the bloats. It won't give you. We're gonna put a lot of pounds on you. And healthy eating plate. It talks about healthy eating. It talks about a number of things. Low carb, type of food that produces low carbs that you should eat. Concept, clean eating. You know, the dirty dozen. Who wants the dirty dozen? Because there's a dirty dozen of food. She also talks about in her book, and she can speak for herself too, about genetically modified foods. How many of you like them strawberries? Okay. How many of you like those huge tomatoes? Okay. Those are genetically modified foods. They were the original strawberry was grows no bigger than this. Like you see in your yard, the little things look like strawberries. Well, that's how they originally look. The ones that you see now are genetically modified years later, and so just be something to keep that in mind. But it's a great book. It's a hardback with an update. The other book that you got coming in, which is let me see here. Let me see here. Yeah, here it is. Now this book should be here Friday. This should be here Friday. Certified Integrated Nutritional Health Coach Second Edition. So her second edition book should be here by Friday. It comes in a hardback and a paperback too. So the hardback, I mean, it's great. I mean, I love what Amazon has done. They really done a lot to help us authors, and it doesn't cost a lot. You don't have to buy a lot to produce a book. Okay, and this is our book. This is her book, and her name on it. This is her brand, and I'll help promoting her brand. So if you want to get a copy of this book, and this is the title right here. You can see. I already posted. Oops. Already post the link and the description of the book on this platform, so you'll see it. But you want to get a copy of this book. It's an awesome book. It does have colored pictures, and like I said, I'm looking at this pot with some chopped potatoes, chopped carrots, and what oils are used, what type of animals, what type of meat you want to buy. You want to buy meat, and it'll give you advice on that are grass fed, not oats fed. You want to eat meat that has been out in the open, not cramped up in a warehouse. When it's hot or severely cold. You want free range animals that have been eating and moving around, have free range to eat, especially chickens, poultry like turkey, also, and even ducks. You want free range fed animals. You want to eat meat that you want to eat. So she also talks about vegan, the difference between vegan and vegetarian, and there's a whole description about that's in this book, and also in her new book, the Certified Integrated Nutrition Health Coach Second Edition by Sheila Arnold. Clean eating, healthy cooking, choosing the best protein. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. You should see it. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. And then what we're going to do is press the button. There it is. It should pop up on your screen. And there it is. And it talks about the full description of her new book. Oh, Lord, I forgot to put the title on there. And here's the title. So you can go on Amazon. You can Google it. You can Google it on Amazon author search. Oh my, folks are really active on Instagram today. All right. And there you have it. Certified Integrated Nutritional Health Coach Second Edition book. It is because it's got more information in there been inputted. This right here is her first edition. And the other one is her second edition. That will be here Friday. So. And we're going to continue to write as necessary. It's all about making an impact. Also, I wrote a book for those who are striving to become entrepreneurs. If you're striving to become an entrepreneur, and take it for someone who's been there, done that, who's been in the forest fires of entrepreneurship, owned a store, two locations, sold a number of products, went online to sell online, which is I'm doing now. And I'm taking my time with that. But it is, and I'll give you some insight. Been a manager, been in management, been an executive, I have had a number of opportunities, hands down. Been in sales, marketing, distribution. I understand what distribution is all about. Logistic distribution. That's me right there. And then what the book covers, it talks about branding yourself. It's basically my experience on talking about leveraging an extensive experience of business ownership, military leadership. Of course, leadership goes across all dynamics. Okay, pastoral guidance, which you'll find leadership even in ministry, education, and provide a comprehensive guide for inspiring and establishing entrepreneurs. So if you have a call to be an entrepreneur or desire, then this book is for you. The book is designed to equip readers with the tools and strategies needed to build a powerful, authentic, personal brand that stands out in today's competitive market. Remember, when I first went to college, my major is electrical engineering. I went into electrical engineering, or applied science as they call it, and is dealing with electronics, digital microprocessing. Okay, brains of the computer operation. Took electronics to regular electronics in high school. And then from there, I went to have a master's. Got my master, my MDiv, my Master of Religious Education, and my Master of Theological Studies. Done a lot of studies of history, biblical history, theology. But back to technology. Got registered with Cornell University. I was going to go to MIT. I was going to take classes through MIT. But there's something about Cornell that I like. So I decided to register as a student and apply to attend the continuing education program through certification program through Cornell University. A lot of graduate students are in Cornell. I've seen a lot of professors, college professors, who are my classmates. A lot of people who have influence in industries are in my class. A lot of CEOs, executive directors are taking class with me and through Cornell University. You might want to consider Cornell University for if you're looking to advance yourself in technology. Of course, I took blockchain, essential to understand the blockchain, cryptocurrency, how blockchain is used for transactions of funds, and which is slowly replacing the old ACH, or as we call it, the old method of transacting money from bank to customer to make a purchase. It's starting to evolve into the blockchain, which is more secured in many aspects. Also, digital marketing. Took a course in digital marketing. Took courses and graduated with that in artificial intelligence, and utilized that technology to market as well, which I'm using now. So, with that said and done, I decided to write this book. So it has a little combination of all the theories and understanding and marketing, management, leadership, artificial intelligence, digital marketing. It's right here in this book. This is a great tool for those of you who wants to leverage your time. And also, if you're in network marketing, this would be a great tool for you. You want to know about strategic planning. You want to know about setting long-term goals. You want to know about, learn about digital sales and tactics for growth. In this book, okay? You want to learn about drop shipping essentials. Amazon is the master of drop shipping essentials in that particular strategy. You definitely want to learn that. And of course, cultivating mental toughness. When things doesn't go well, or when businesses fail, or doesn't really fail. You don't fail unless you quit. But if it drops out, or some reason it doesn't happen, I mean, that's the toughness you got to build in yourself. Every entrepreneur that are multimillionaires, over six-figure income. I'm not talking about 100,000. I'm talking about 300 or 800,000 a year. These guys and gals are innovators in themselves, and they follow the very principles I'm talking about. And you have to be tough in business. You even if you work for a corporation or a business, following the business plan or the business model in which they provide, you have to have a certain amount of toughness to deal with the good as well as the bad. All right, you definitely want to do that to stay focused on your goals, whether it be a 5-year goal, 10-year goal, 20-year goal. Wherever your goals are, you got to have a mental stamina to deal with objections, to deal with when things don't go right. Okay, and it's always up and down. I mean, Elon Musk has faced many challenges. Colonel Sanders has faced many challenges. Elon Musk, not Elon Musk. I already just mentioned his name. Who else? Dave Thomas faced many challenges. A number of entrepreneurs have faced many challenges, guys, and you should be no different. Anytime you're trying to start something from the beginning, you're going to face some objections. Some of your peers may not believe in what you're doing. Okay, I have faith. A lot of people don't believe what I'm doing. Just face it. A lot of people don't believe. Or my wife, the direction my wife and I were trying to go is trying to achieve. Some just wave from a distance and say, "Good luck to you," and have at it. Some say you're crazy. It's just how it is. You're doing something extraordinary. This is for, and the book is for extraordinary people who want to do extraordinary things. Okay, you want to do something that's nobody else done before. I mean, even Jesus Christ, when he walked the earth, he was extraordinary. He was able to start a movement and recruit several people, 12 disciples. Okay, originally 12 disciples to follow him on a vision that nobody ever saw before. Okay, never saw before, never been a witness before. And then 2 billion Catholics and Orthodox later, and millions of Protestants later, and millions of Pentecostals later, and of course hundreds of thousands of denominational later. That's an impact by itself 2,000 years later. And then don't get me started about Judaism that goes back 3,000 years ago. I mean, that speaks for itself from the time of Moses. Okay? So I mean, Judaism has survived so long, and other religion as well. So it goes to show it started with an idea or a calling, and it takes planning, it takes an opportunity, a drive, and innovate, and also a willingness to face objections and difficulties. And this book covers just a little bit about it. Okay, this book covers it just a little bit by yours truly, Antonio Arnold, right here. That's my beautiful picture. Yes, Miss B. And this book has so much. Now, I reduced the price of it because I want a lot of people to get it. I could have sold it for a lot more. I decided not to because I want as many people to take advantage of. I mean, let's talk about enhancing decision making through data. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about streaming operation with artificial intelligence. And if you notice, if you see a lot of postings on Facebook, like every other day, maybe something posted on Facebook, I'm not doing it. I pre-programmed it, covered for the whole year, and it's doing its thing on its own as directed. And that's the AI in it. Because you want things, today's world, everything's automated. It doesn't require one individual to stand in front of the computer every day, all day long to do the work or to do the creativity. I mean, instead of taking you months or years to create something, it takes a matter of minutes. Technology. That's why, and just think, I went to school, I attended college at the great Virginia State University to earn my degree so I could design and implement create a brain which just goes in the computer and make it better, or to design microprocessors that we enjoy and take for granted for today. And this back in the 80s, mind you. So technology changes constantly. It never stays the same. The formulas may remain, but the technology that makes it happen today will be gone, and the new technology will take it from there. Okay? Air Force evolve every day. There's not a technology. The technology of yesteryear is gone. The technology that you will find in your time in Air Force is outdated. Okay, even aircraft are being re are upgraded, systems upgraded, airline aircraft upgraded, flat screen instead of analog. That's the rule of thumb. Now it's totally digital. Even our means of communication. We, if you're, and also I want to talk about, this book does cover common risks. Innovators are risk takers. So there are common risks when it comes to being an innovator, being an entrepreneur. Now I wrote a book about historic innovators that have driving force, are the driving force of what make America great. Yes, I did say I make America great because they did. Now, if you would live in another country, you would look at this country as great awe. Yes, we do take it for granted, but to someone else in another country, they look at it as what, like, wow, America is the greatest country in the world, and we are. I'm not saying out of arrogance, but it's a fact. You know, why would people want to come here? Why would people want to start businesses here? Because they know they can take it, a business and model and grow and be prosper in this country as opposed to in their own country. Why? Two things that hold against them. One, it could be their ethnicity. Okay, their ethnicity could be a hindrance. Their race could be a hindrance. Okay, and they may look the same, but one may be classed one area into another, or it could be economic class that would hinder them. Okay, that's just the way it works over there. Societies are different, so people come here for opportunities to gain wealth and opportunities they can take home. Okay, however, we take it for granted and we don't capitalize on it. And I believe every American should take advantage of every opportunity and capitalization on it. You want to identify those common risks, guys. Anyone who's ever done studies on coaching or value individual coaching, well, this is just as important because it's always great to have a mentor to coach you. This book covers that as well. We talk about mentorship. All right, some of you are in organizations that provide mentorship to young people, okay, and which is an honorable thing. I mean, who was your coach? And if you read one of my personal books about myself, I had a mentor. Matter of fact, the name of the book is, let me see here, I can find it. And it goes into detail about my story. Let's see if I can find it. Trailblazer, Innovators. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Let's take a look. Yes, the mini has, yep, that's me. That's it. This is it. Here it is. The many hats of Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold. I had a great deal of mentors in my life who are entrepreneurs, who are innovators, people who comes in my path, who are a part of my path, who are inspiration to set me in a direction where I am now. Many of you have had role models. Many of you have had individual who coached you. Okay? So it's very important that you understand these things. And there's the title of the book. You can go on Amazon, look at it, read it if you like. But because of my experience as a young child in the past, which makes me who I am today. So you definitely want to get these books, get a copy of these books. And I've done many things. I have not just the military, I was an entrepreneur. I have worked for companies, sold products, sold services, sold life insurance, sold cars, just to name a few. Even vacuum cleaners, Kirby Light vacuum cleaners. Done a lot. It's all about that one-on-one interaction with that potential customers. Even sold timeshares. Done a little bit of that. Had some experience that are more wonderful than others, but nevertheless it's an experience. All right, and again, it's all about personal branding. Okay, you definitely want to brand yourself. Branding yourself is key to your success. If you don't have a brand, you're not going to move forward. People are not going to recognize you as a brand, and they're not going to purchase from you. And just to say, speaking of brand is purchasing, I have people bought my books, number of books. Let's see my report. And just like anything in marketing, you have hot days and slow days. As this month, so far, 114 people have purchased my books, which is a great thing. And from all over the world: Mexico, United States, Spain, France. The biggest portion of my clients are from the United States. Japan. Okay, there's Japan again. Let me go up here. United States, Canada, Australia. All right, thank you for supporting me. Italy, thank you for supporting me. Brazil has also purchased. Let me go all the way, and that's just this month alone. Over 114 purchases, guys. E-purchases as well. 114 orders have been made. Now, does it make me rich? No, of course not. You need more than that. Let's see. This year, so far for this year, 198 orders was processed, which is amazing. Considering my wife just really pushed and started pushing as of this June. So that ought to tell you something. We're doing something that's unique, unheard of. I mean, one of my his most interesting books already sold 32 ebooks, 2 printed books already, with a total of 34, which is amazing as well. But we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to move forward. So far, this book just been published. So right now, only one book been sold. And I bought that book. But in due time, it will sell in great mass. Let's see, this year, and let's see, you can't speculate a lot of money just off of books, because everybody got to get their share, and it's all about international distribution. If you really want to make money, you got to have mass distribution in the United States, but also internationally. Every billionaire, let me correct that, every multimillionaire or billionaire has products being sold all over the world. T.D. Jakes said it best in one of the conferences I attended years ago. It's called he said, go global. And that's what my wife and I decided to do. We decided to connect to a platform for distribution to go global. Distribution is very powerful, okay? You want to connect to distributors, okay? Doesn't matter what the name of the product, but you want to go global, and that's for real. On my digital book, I sold 180 books. We sold 180 books this month. All right, that's September 1 to September 11, which is amazing there. This year, we did 488 ebooks. That still doesn't include a lot of my first original 3 books that were sold every year on authorhouse.com. Okay, that's how I got started. So I'm here to tell you guys, there's nothing holding you back but you. If you have an idea or you have a product and services and you want to learn a little bit more, get this book. Get this book and read it. Read some of the strategies that I have installed in place in this book. I'm always working social media every day. As you can see, I'm on social media right now. But you always want to promote yourself, promote your product, promote your brand. Your brand is all you got. If anybody don't know anything, they know your brand. Everybody knows Coca-Cola. Everybody knows Pepsi-Cola. Everybody knows Facebook. Everybody knows Instagram. Everybody knows Amazon, because they are a brand that had their start, and fast forward years from later, they're doing very well. Okay, I should have added some history about those brands that have that start, like Uber had their start. Okay, so there's no excuse why you cannot reach your full potential. Does it take time? How fast you want to go is up to you. How fast you want to, how much product you want to sell or promote. Of course, their search engine optimization, they come with a price, unless you own that search engine optimization. So the search engine optimization, there goes my technology course coming to me. You want to maximize that, okay, to reach out. I've done a search engine optimization for my wife book, and over four, and I just do that. I just set a budget for $20. Over 400, 1,500 people were reached, and over 300 people responded that we don't know on social media. So I'm here to tell you. And even on YouTube, I was on a $45 plan per month plan to reach people about my ministry and preaching. Some of the sermons, some of my messages I have pre-recorded already. I was reaching thousands of people, over thousands of people a week. So it's all about what you want and what now does it. If it doesn't mean, does it go viral? Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. I just posted some yesterday, went over 100, went viral, like over 150 people in one day. So these tools do cost money. It costs to invest. It costs to market. So it doesn't. Nothing's come for free. I mean, I've done billboards. $1,500 and for per month, just for, well, actually $500, but it's all $1,500 for 3 months on billboard when I was selling body magic for my wife. Okay, my wife and I together came up with an idea, came with a marketing plan, and we say, let's do it. So it's all about what you want. If you can't do it, people who got money, who got wealth, like Shaq and even I'm not going to say the other guy's name, but they utilized the wealth they gained from playing basketball to open conglomerate companies and partner with other companies, their brand, and now their brand and their name is worth billions. I mean, even when it comes to real estate, let's face it, Donald Trump took something small and blown it up since the 70s. And of course, everybody used to love him back then. They hate him now, but that's not the point. The strategies he used helped him. Okay, that man became a multi-billionaire. Okay, and he leveraged a lot of ideas to where it worked. Okay, so it's not even about the politics. And you got folks that get into politics and become multi-millionaires while they're in office. Why? Because they learn there's areas they can trade in. There's things they can take advantage of. They get with the who's who. Who knows? It's always about the have and have not. You got to be an innovator enough to get yourself in a position where, you get to this level, it can take you from miles ahead, because you can be connected with people who know, and you always want to be connected with people who are smarter than you. Get this book. Always hang around people who are smarter than you, who are innovators, who have and I'll tell you, sometimes God puts us around people who could take us to the next level of understanding where we can grow. And after that, they move on. It doesn't mean they don't like you or they start disliking. Their time with you is over. Okay? And that's why I put these videos out to educate and inspire. So, with that, which brings up to my last book, and I'm probably going to keep on writing. If I run into something I wrote years ago, if it's worth reading, I'm going to share it. This one right here is called The Klan and the Elephant. You ever heard of that? Klan and the Elephant? Well, the Klan is elephant is unraveling what the Democratic Party has done in the past, ties to the Ku Klux Klans. What are their ties? This is what it's all about. If you don't know, and I always say this, vote carefully. Vote carefully. Make sure you're voting on things that's going to help you. Vote. Don't vote for popularity. I'm not going to really tell science of politics, which I could be another conversation. But you want to know about the history. Did you know that the Democratic Party goes back to the 1700s in the early portion before this country was formed? It's one of the oldest parties in this country. You know that little brand that comes with the donkey? Well, that comes through Andrew Jackson because they used to call him a, they used to call him that. Why? Because he was a Democrat, and Jackson, President Jackson, was known to be a donkey, and that's why they call it the Donkey Party. But the original brand for the party in the 1840s, which and this book goes into details about, was a rooster. It wasn't a donkey. And I know. I've done my homework. So you'll learn about the history of the party. You understand why I wrote the book. Because we're living in a political situation where people see things in such a way. But I also seen the difference where one party evolves into another, something totally different. Okay? Where it's not the party of my grandparents or my uncles and aunts and my great grandparents. And I really don't want to. You really want to know what it was for your great grandparents, great great grandparents. Okay, the original Democrat. Now, this is the foundation. I wrote about start off with the foundation of the party. Then I go into chapter 1, the origins of the Democrat Party. That's on page 4. You want to read that, guys. I'm seriously. All jokes. There's no joke. This is serious stuff. It's information. I'm a historian. Yes, I am. I am a historian. When did the Democrat Party was evolved? When it got organized, officially organized? When did the Democrat Party establish a connection with the Ku Klux Klan? You have to look no further than Reconstruction. Okay, and it was also the party of slavery. Slavery was big time up in the North as well as in the South. It was also big time across Great Britain's territories until the 1840s, and Britain got out of it. It wasn't profitable, but to the South, it's very profitable. I give you a historic context. I give you the rise of Jim Crow, how it got started, the abolitionist movement, and the Democratic Party. Many of you owe the abolitionist party, which is now the Republican Party, a lot, because if it weren't for them, those abolitionists pushing for the freedom and equality of humanity, through particularly the freedom of black slaves, it'll probably be another 30 or 40 years before slaves were officially free, because industry started to take over. So it was time. Some people didn't want to let it go. So warfare has to occur. As you understand, the Republican-led North won. I know it's a part of history you don't want to hear, but it's true. Dig up those World Book encyclopedias and start reading. You'll understand. Read those books, The New South. And I've really come to learn about the South. And I thought I knew about the South because I was raised in the so-called South of Virginia. Virginia's not really technically that Southern. But it was considered. It did serve in support of the Confederacy. It did support the policies of the Confederacy through the Democratic Party. It is what it is. It was different because there was a free black community called Pocahontas, which my grandma lived. And then you got further down south, it was oppression on top of oppression. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and as well as Florida. So a lot of sins taking place. And as a minister, there were great sins. Great sins. But those people are dead now. I cover about the Reconstruction era policies, the rise of Jim Crow, the Ku Klux Klan influence on the Democrat Party. A lot of the leaders in the Democrat Party turned a blind eye to the atrocities that the Ku Klux Klan, the terrorist organization, was doing. And a lot of your Democratic leaders and senators and Congress were members. You need to know what you're supporting and its history. It just didn't evolve back in 1955. It just didn't become in 1975 or 78 or 83. It's been around since the 1700s. I want you to read my book for the exact date because I've done my research. I also done what is called a comparative analysis of the Democrat Party when it comes to race. I've done some reflection conclusions. I even put a painstakingly added colorful photographs. The Ku Klux Klan was huge, met their peak, and it was huge back in the post World Wars, World War One. Okay, and that was a turning point for them because they really took off and became a power from 1919 to the 30s. Okay, the peak point. I'm talking about the peak point. Every state has a chapter. Every state had a member. I mean, far north is Connecticut and Maine. The far west is California and Washington State. That's how big they are, or were, or still is. Some are undercover, hidden. You don't know. Secret society. You talk about Masons. Good God. Ku Klux Klan is a secret society in itself, and people feared them. This is a photograph, and you'll find them in different places. This is how powerful they were. They're going to march on Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania Avenue with no fear. Why? Because the bulk of the Democratic Party that it had control in. And the rooster was the party symbol. So I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to share too much about the book. But I want you to see for yourself. Read for yourself. Do your comparative analysis. Do your research. I wanted to get this out because people need to know. I mean, if that be the case, I'm out with, people could join the Nazis and it'd be no problem. Nationalist Socialist Party. I wrote a book about that. The Nationalist Socialist Party and the Democrat Party. Comparison. Analysis. In the time of the 30s, but they really dug in right here. So, God forbid if we were living in a nationalist socialist influence here back in the 30s, I'm quite sure a lot of us would have been wiped out. It's just the reality of that. But it wasn't that as harsh as it was in Europe, because nobody was sent to concentration camps and murdered. Slave labor, of course. The Nazis did utilize slave labor as the Democrats have done at that time from the early 1700s on up since founding. They really promoted that. Slave trade was slave trade, except slave labor, building war machines, and starvation was very big as well. So all people had a chance to understand what slavery. Jews had to understood what slavery means. The Slavs understand what slavery was, and Ukrainians, the Estonians, the Lithuanians, they understand what it was. The Poles too. So you can't say it's just a one black thing. Slavery was just a black problem. It was a world problem. It dates back all the way to Greco-Roman era. It was a world problem, and it's still a world problem today. And I'm not going to go into detail. You watch my video on YouTube, and you'll see you'll find what I was talking about when it comes to worldwide slavery in the 21st century. But definitely want to get these books. It's going to open your eyes. Take a look at them. And definitely support my wife with this cookbook right here. This is a very good integrated book. But yes, I wanted to talk about these in detail. Being a great entrepreneur that I am and retired now. Retired, it's been 10 years since I stopped working since I retired. And most of it was because of health reasons, but nevertheless, it's retirement. And in a few years from now, I'm going to get back to work and I'm going to retire again. Always want to be retired in a position of strength. That's where you want to be. But I just want to share this with you guys. Definitely want you to understand this book right here. Now, I already showed you about the Democrats and the Nazi comparison. Nazi was definitely nasty, very nasty. But yeah, take a look at this book and read with an open eye. Okay, this is what happens. This is part of our history. It's part of our story. My grandfather who owned a business back back in the days when blacks were owning Wall Streets, Black Wall Street, remember that? Well, my grandfathers and my cousins and my aunties are survivors of that time. Why? Because my grandfather business was burnt to the ground. I have the documentation story about that. And it took a white man to pick my grandfather, my aunts, and many of my cousins they could, put in a car, and move them out of Oklahoma, that area in Oklahoma. And they survived because I'm here. I'm living proof of that. My grandpa was an entrepreneur. And those folks didn't want black enterprises to win. They burnt everything down and killed as many people as possible. But guess what? This is who they are. In case you forgot. I'll never forget. I'll never know who I am, never forget who I am, where I come from, and where I'm going. And you should do the same. Be mindful who you support. Be mindful of the people you associate yourself with in all forms. And definitely be mindful who you vote for. Don't vote for popularity. Vote for stuff you believe. You're a Christian. You believe in Jesus Christ. You believe that men and women should be married. Then support individuals. Support that. You believe in and children being born, not abortion of convenience. Then you vote based on that. If you wanted a strong economy, you vote based on that. I don't care what you call me. The Republicans, so what? I don't care. Because they support the things I like. You should want the same thing. You go to church every Sunday, you praise God for it, you don't do all this other stuff, you're looking at it as sin, then you basically a undercover conservative. That's what it is. If you support this Bible right here, I'm going to say this and I'm going. If you support this book, you are automatically a conservative. Period. Now, if you don't consider yourself a conservative, then the Bible's nothing is irrelevant to you. That's the basic bottom line. Because you're not going to do. The Bible teaches on sin that we're not supposed to participate. That's conservatism. Take it from theologian. Anyway, guys, love each and every one of you. I just want to share that. And never forget our fallen heroes and those who perished in 9/11 early this morning, over 20 years ago, in 2001. I'll never forget it. It's over 23 years ago when the towers went down. Okay? So I just want to let you know I haven't forgotten either, and neither should you. We fought 2 wars. One was the longest is Afghanistan. Okay, beats Vietnam. And we did have Iraqi freedom in 2003. I was in that time too. So guess what, guys? If you see a veteran, thank them. Be thankful you live in a nation where you prosper. Don't take it for granted, because you could be in Ukraine. You could be anywhere else and not have it the way you have it here. Okay? So be grateful for what you have. And be grateful that you're living in the United States of America. All right? So I'll leave you along with that. God bless you, every one of you. Those who support me, appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. Take a look at the books. Be open-minded to the books. Check for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Read for yourself. Then verify, as we say in government, verify and confirm everything I said. All right? But definitely get the cookbook for my wife. Anyway, this is Reverend Dr. Antonio on a.k.a. Beast Mode Airborne. Sign off. You all have a most wonderful day.